Hey, test, 1, 2, 3, 4, testing, 1, 2, 2, 2. Testing, 1, 2, 3, test, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2. Hey, test, 1, 2, 3. Great.
All right. How's it going? It's very bright and orange. You gonna announce something cool tonight? You got anything to share with the audience? Yeah. You've been to one of these before, right? You know, the 20. Like, if you were to raise your hand, I'd be like, I think I can remember that. Speakers. How's it going? You're speaking. You can sit over here too. Oh, I can. But you kind of would be the only time. So I will move. You sure? Because with that shirt, I was about to say, like, it's kind of acceptable. Yeah, it's just a chill section. You know, kind of off to the right. All right, Brett. Brett. So I have all the time in the world then. Well, we're gonna buy some time. Oh, I have all the time in the world for my presentation. We need one more mic. Don't tell him that. We'll still buzz you. At least if I can get one more mic. Oh, sure. Yeah, just sit close to pick it out easily. You can chill anywhere. This is the last time we're gonna be in this venue. We're moving to galvanized. We figured the density, it was much better atmosphere. Yeah. This is good, but it's just, we didn't get the same kind of density we experienced at the hub. And we find that the tech community is really centralized around Pioneer Square. So, you know, we were able to consistently find them. Mercer Street is just, it's just horrible. But I got it.
I'm Jacqueline.
Red.
I'm hired.
I know. I'm about to say I couldn't tell their shirts were like not clear. How have you guys actually made it out tonight? Like this is the last time we're here, so you get perspective. I'll see you again in 4 weeks. Are you saying anything tonight, or is that
Yeah, I'm gonna do
awesome? You ready?
You guys ready? Okay, so today and yesterday, I spent 4 hours dealing with PowerPoint crashing issues. Anybody had those? Only a few people. And my wife, I maybe spent 5 hours with Microsoft products on Mac products that just didn't want to talk to each other, which sucks. Which makes me want to talk to you about solutions, because that's what we're here for. We're here for the solution of people helping people do cool things in Seattle. So who's up for that?
Obviously not the people outside as much as to people inside.
They just need to hear. Okay, so we need to make a lot of noise really quick.
Yeah, if you can hear us outside, this is not God.
Okay, act like your favorite celebrity just walked on the stage. What would you do?
I'm happy you kept that PG. Raise your hands if you're a proud new techer. All right, put those hands down. I got some perspective. That means there's a lot of new people in the room. Welcome. Welcome, newbies. Welcome to Seattle or to the New Tech Meetup.
So I'm green. We are red and green, and we welcome you to Seattle Tech Meetup. These are our sponsors that help make all of this possible. The platinum sponsors will each speak a little bit later. And the community sponsors help us to spread this across Seattle, because what we're about is helping to build all the cool things in Seattle and make them even more awesome and meet people that help you to do that. To that end, Greg, do you want have a
Greg, I'm not cool enough to be here. So my day job is talking to developers about sales tax solutions, but on evenings and weekends, I help kids learn to code with Seattle Coder Dojo. We do it most Saturday mornings. We're doing it every other weekend during the summer, but we're every week during school. We just help them learn what they want to learn, and it's free. We need volunteers, we need sponsors, always. We're doing a huge robot hacking day on July 25th, and we would definitely love some sponsors for that because it's going to be an all-day thing, and we need somebody to buy lunch. So if you want to talk about Coder Dojo, you got kids, you want to be a sponsor, come talk to me. Thank you.
And our annual platinum sponsor, Internap. Are you here?
How are you guys doing? So I thought it was appropriate, since this is our last night in this space, to thank these two guys behind me really quick for all the work that they do. Quick round of applause. It is a lot of work to put these events together, and obviously that comes to, like, you know, juggling the events and the sponsors and everything else. And I know this because last year when we came, we were looking for a meetup to sponsor. We went to a whole bunch of different ones, and as soon as we found this one, we knew that this one was the one that we wanted to sponsor. The question that we always get, red heart. I don't know why he's pointing at me with that, but that's okay. Now you lost my train of thought. Thank you, I appreciate it. The question that we always get is, what does Internap do exactly? And my favorite part of the job is working with startup companies, which is why we're here. Very quickly, what we do is we help applications run faster and more simply. So if you're a startup in the crowd and you're working on an application, which a couple of you are, I talked to today, or you're about to have a game launch, or you're building a website and you're eventually going to need to host that somewhere, come talk to us. Basically, we do exactly what Microsoft and Amazon does, but we do it 8 times faster, and we're about 15% cheaper. So if that's something that you're looking at doing, come swing by the table next week or next month. Thanks, guys.
So what we're here for is you. So this is basically what New Tech is about. And if you're here, you're a part of that. Red, you want to say anything else?
Yeah, I was about to say, who loves New Tech Seattle? Let me hear it. Just give me some little shout out right here. Okay, so let's make this really, really simple, okay? This community does not exist without you. We're going to move our community to a new location, and this is the last time we get to make some noise and make some damage. No, I'm just kidding around. Sorry, guys, in the house. We're not going to destroy this venue, but I think it'd be just an honor to the hard work you guys have putting in over the past couple of months to just keep the energy up, have a good time, because we're going to say goodbye in the right way. So I think on that front, just as part of the community, it's important for us to recognize your efforts and what it is you do for each other as well as what you've done for us. So just, you don't have to keep giving a round of applause for each other because your hands are going to get really tired by the end of the night. But I think this is a high five piece, right? Can we give a little? Okay, cool. So we were at the White House, and we met these guys from New Jersey, and they had this concept. Everybody stands up and gives 2 people a high five. So what we're going to ask you to do, we learned from the community, is introduce yourself to 2 people, give them high fives, and for the next 60 seconds, find out what they do. Go. basically what I'm going to do is start a statement. I'll share this with you, but it's like a MailChimp and a Google Form. That's how I'm going to start the business. Let's talk after, and yeah, I definitely want you to help me out with that. MailChimp is just, oh, you see what a link I can send?
All right, all right, all right. What's next? Let's see here. Oh, cool. Can I do the hiring and?
So first off, clap really loudly if you met an awesome person. Cool. So our unwritten guarantee, but it's still a guarantee, even though we didn't write it down, is that you should walk out of here, number one, feeling better than you walked in, and number two, meet minimum 2 quality people / connections, personally or professionally. So who feels like they did that so far? Who feels like they haven't done that? Yeah, you don't have to be shy. We were going to send people to you, but okay.
We'll meet you, and there's a bar, so you're going to walk away happy. Okay, so a couple things to keep in mind. We have the 20-second shout-outs. This is for you to get out that inner voice that you might not have met the right person yet. But before we do that, we know there are people here looking for jobs, and we know there are people here looking for talent. So we're going to make this really, really easy, okay? Get your talent goggles on. If you are a recruiter, please stand up. You are an external recruiter. That means you are an agency recruiter. You are hired by companies to recruit talent. If you're not standing up and you are in the room, why are you a recruiter? Come on, recruiters, make yourselves known and be proud. Is that a recruiter? We got one. Anyone else recruiting talent? Good. Look at this person. This is a streamline to lots of jobs. If you're any open job recs that are tech, raise your hand. Tech, any tech over there? How about business side, marketing? Okay, cool. So tech guy, marketing person, find them for recruiting opportunities. Oh, where? Okay, I can't see as easily. So make some noise if you're hiring and you're a recruiter. All right, cool. Wow, we need to sit back down and sponsor our meetup. Okay, next, folks. If you are a hiring manager, you're someone in a company that is trying to fill your office with great talent, please stand up today. You are building the future of Seattle. Let's give these people a round of applause quickly. We're going to make this simple. Don't sit down. If you are hiring tech talent, put out your hands in front of you like you're coding. All right, the zombies want tech talent. Okay. Now, if you are hiring marketing and business, just start doing this because that's what they probably do all day anyway, right? Cool. And then if you're hiring a product person, just do this right here. Okay, fancy. So product, marketing, business, remember this. If you're actually looking for a job, this is like the easiest way. And look at the color coding over here. It's pretty straightforward. We got all the colors of the sun and lack of sun, which is good. So everyone, let's hear it for the recruiters and the people who are hiring. Smart people, sit back down. Now the fun part. I'm just got to get good at this quickly. If you are one of the coders, you do this. You build things with your brain and a language. Please stand up right now if you're looking for a job. All you developers, please be proud. This city was built.
Why are you all in the same row?
That's
you
how
all know each other?
That's how it works at the office. You know?
Or you just it's like an amoeba. You find each other. Okay.
They speak the same language. Get it? See what I did there? All right, forget it. Tough crowd. Well, if you are I can't go into the depth of it because I shall leave that to the hiring managers, but you are developers. You build code with language and you're looking for jobs. Go you. Now sit down. We're going to go to the next stage of people. If you are a product manager looking for a job, please stand up. If you're a product person looking for a job. Oh, that's convenient. That's nice.
I have a feeling he's the best product manager in the room. That's magic, baby. That's what we're here for.
All right. If you are creative, creative talent, UX, design, front-end design, you love Photoshop, you're creative, you got perfect. We have creative. Okay. Wow. It's just way to go. All right. Go creative. Yes. Fancy. Yes. More creative. All right. Why do they take so long to stand up? I don't know. All right, but you're right. It's not Simon Says, you know. All right, please sit down. No, I didn't say Simon Says. Yeah, no, just kidding. Yeah, apologies. Okay, Salespeople, just whatever. You guys are good at what you do. Don't have to stand up. So for the rest of us, it's time for you to tell us how we can help you. You get 20 seconds. So anyone want to stand up and tell us or the world if you cannot say you're hiring because we already did that, okay? So don't be awkward or we're just going to shut it down. All right, who wants to take up the first 20 seconds? You. Go. Where are you from? Welcome to the Northwest and sun. It's here. All right. Welcome.
Okay, Seton, you have an amazing event happening Thursday. Everybody should go to this.
Find
And
the
you have
man in the Hawaiian
30%
shirt.
off.
No, 20 seconds are over. Find the man in the
For
Hawaiian shirt
new
and you'll
tech.
save money. Just find the man in the Hawaiian shirt. And if there's more than one, find the other guy. That's the relevant surf incubator. Yeah, cheers. Anybody else? Yes, please. One more. We need special. Oh, wow, you just stood up. Okay. Yeah, go please. Yes, blue. Dabba dee, dabba die. Let's go.
Here we go.
Well done, kid. Well, thank you, Startup
There
Grind.
was one more hand over here. Still? Now there's two.
Okay.
Okay, 20 seconds.
Go. Somewhere between looking for a job and not. You found the gray zone, buddy. Well done. I love my job. If you want to work with a color, I would love to be a part of your team, and you can be a part of mine. So check it out, Aptentive. We are hiring, and I would love to talk to you about it. Secondly, a Cannabis Tech Meetup. It's about cannabis and it's tech. I promise you'll remember the evening. It's tomorrow night. And thirdly, we are running a newsletter finally based on your feedback. It sounds like a lot of you don't have the ability to find the 20-second spotlights. So we're going to be starting a New Tech Seattle newsletter. Raise your hands if you want to get emails, not about our meetup, but about all the resources in Seattle. Would you open that email? Look at that, 40% conversion, 60%.
We're
Cool.
here for you people.
Yes. So starting Monday, we're going to put up a sign-up form, and we'll let you all know and let's see how it goes. But this is stage one for helping the community, and we appreciate your feedback.
Cool. So our presentations tonight, Bold IQ. Ooh, that's okay. We actually this is part of what happens with events. You have people who drop out. Trevi dropped out, so that shouldn't say Trevi. That should say Modo, and Modo is gonna kick your butt tonight. Modo is freaking awesome. So my apologies, Mike, because that should say Modo, but you're gonna get lots of Modo in a minute. You're gonna love it. Pingle and Impinge. So they will be up in just a moment. And Zerks was, I don't think they're here. Are you here, Zerks? They're actually presenting next month, but they actually sponsored this month. So he's not here. But what they do is they have a on-demand valet service. So if you think of Uber, but you're like anywhere, and in 10 minutes you're going to need your car parked, you can go and say where you are, and boom, somebody shows up there as a valet, and they go deal with your parking, and you don't have to deal with it. So that's pretty cool, and they will be presenting next month, so you can learn more about them when they go into 5 minutes. So our first presenter for this evening, Bold IQ, please give them a very, very, very warm NewTek welcome.
Thank you. So I was told I should start a presentation with something funny. I couldn't think of anything. As a parent of 3, especially a 14-year-old daughter, the only thing funny in my life right now is when we manage to embarrass her, which is almost every day. So here we are having ice cream in Kirkland, and the face on her in the middle is, oh my God, why am I here? So now let's get down to business. So what we do is we enable our customers to imagine a truly on-demand world, and then we allow them to actually do it. Transportation, deliveries, healthcare, services at home. Think of the fridge repairman, the Comcast cable guy. All these things are supposedly on demand. And they have 3 main things in common. One is they're, for the most part, real time. Now, real time may be every second, every 15 seconds, a decision once an hour, but they're for the most part real time. Second is they're dynamic. Their world keeps changing all the time. Today's plan is not good for this afternoon. It's not good for tomorrow. Tomorrow's plan will be different because things will change. And the third, they're always resource constrained. Everyone has a limit to how many resources they have. How many cars does a company have? How many drivers? How many planes? How many pilots? So those are the 3 things they have in common. And the question they all have to answer every day, every hour, every minute, what do I do now? With everything happening, resources breaking down, new demand coming in, customers changing their mind, traffic, weather, with everything that's going on, what do I do? What driver and what truck take what package to the person's home? What doctor sees what patient? What pilot goes on what plane to take what flight? So no, we're not about big data, although we use a lot of data. Our definition of big data is if you have more data than you can think about and use in your mind. That's to us big data. And if you have that amount and you have things that change all the time, we answer that question for you. What do I do? We don't slice and dice your data. We don't give you nice presentations. We don't give you graphs. We take your data and we tell you right now, here's a lot of math, peppered with a bit of philosophies from quantum physics, statistics, thermodynamics, and we're able to do all this in real time, and we're able to do it with a plan that you can always achieve. So in practical sense, let's take the optimal car service today, car sharing, and what. But for every ride in the supposedly on-demand service, there's tens, if not hundreds of cars driving around in our streets, creating traffic, burning fuel, creating emissions, just for our one on-demand ride. Driverless cars won't change that. They'll eliminate the driver, but with current philosophies, there'll still be hundreds of them driving around. What we aim to do with our customers is say, how about we cut 30% off your resources? How about you do 50% more services with the same number of resources so that we don't really need that many cars, maybe not even parking lots. So that's who we are. I'm good.
Questions?
Sure. I'll give you a customer of ours called Jet Suite.
Can
they're
you
an
repeat the question?
a use case example of a customer and how they use it. So a customer of ours, for example, is called the Jet Suite. They're a private jet operator. They have a fleet of tens of jets based in California and in Miami, and they fly the rich and famous, the executives, the CEOs on demand wherever they want. Think of taxis just in the air. Expensive assets, a lot of regulation. FAA. Can I fly them physically? Do I have a plane? Do I have pilots? Am I allowed to within the rules? And can I do it making money? They take all of that data and put it into our engine, and our engine every second tells them, take that flight with that pilot, that co-pilot, and that plane, land here, drop them off, wait 30 minutes, pick this other one up, take them over there, the co-pilot will go home on this other airline, a new co-pilot will come in, et cetera, allowing them to be, at their size, the second most utilized resource from aviation in the United States, being able to compete with a lot larger operators because they're able to optimize their network. Does that answer the question? Thank you very much.
So I forgot to mention to the presenters, this is, I was going to say Sweden. It's not. It's Switzerland. Having brain farts tonight. Switzerland for the microphone and the clicker. So the next people can come up. Hired is another one of our sponsors tonight that are helping people to find jobs. We're not just about people finding jobs, but obviously that's a huge thing happening in Seattle.
So I know a lot of you guys are here hiring, and a lot of you guys are here looking for a job. So those of you guys looking for a job, you can create a profile on the Hired platform, and you are gaining exposure to over 2,000 companies on the platform across the U.S., and over 100 of those are actually here in Seattle. And if you get hired by one of the companies on our platform, we actually pay you $2,000. So that's pretty exciting. And then for those of you guys who are hiring, you can get on the platform, and you have access to over 1,000 candidates, new candidates every single week who are curated for quality to actually, quality candidates, and then intent to actually make a job hunt. So unlike LinkedIn, where you don't know if anyone's actually looking to make a move, the people on Hired are actually there to make a move. So we've actually shortened the time to hire down to 19 days. So if you are hiring, come talk to me. And if you're looking for a job, come talk to some of these gals down here. And we've got a very exciting prize giveaway to give you. So we're going to throw it out into the audience. So I don't know if you guys want to stand up or it's pretty cool. You want it, I promise. Yes, catch it carefully. No punching, no scratching. No one goes to the hospital, please.
What will it take for people to stand up? So if you're on the side and you care about this, we should let you know. It's a It's a GoPro.
GoPro. Woo.
So if you'd like a GoPro and you're having a good time tonight, you might want to move into the center for a minute, and you can always pump it up to somebody, your friend behind you too.
Yeah, we've got some T-shirts too that we'll throw out for you.
I don't know. Does that count, or should we do a do-over?
Are you injured? Are you okay? Yeah. All right, T-shirts. Anyone? They're nice and soft. Over there. Over there. Good job. Nice. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. So our next presenter as we promised, but didn't write down. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike's Gonna Rock Your World from Modo. Who'd like some Modo?
That's my little loud sister. She's also running for Miss Washington, so you guys should talk to her later. She's embarrassed to stand up and talk about it. But anyways, America is obsessed with lawns. As the previous presenter talked about, this on-demand app for pretty much everything. And there's a reason people are obsessed with lawns. In my opinion, it's because when you're a little kid, you chase around your dad thinking it's actually fun. This is a conspiracy theory. Conspiracy theory for sure, though, because Fisher-Price actually sells more lawnmowers than John Deere every year, which is pretty ridiculous in the U.S. It's actually the second most trending toy on Amazon for push toys. But in fact, when you grow up, I'm going to go through the top 3 things Americans hate wasting time doing. And does anybody have any guesses? Unless you've seen this before, don't guess. But any guesses? Taxes are pretty bad. All right, so number 3 is visiting your in-laws. So that's a pain in the ass. And this is from Consumer Reports. It's all real stuff. Number 2 is going to the dentist, which I have to say is a pain in the butt too, but it's worth it in the end. And number 1 is actually mowing your lawn. It tops the list, even worse than hanging out with those in-laws. So we decided to solve this problem with an app. So you can essentially go on our website or app, answer a couple questions about your lawn, where you're located, when you need services done by. It isn't very clear in this presentation, but we'll then send a liability insured and background checked lawn care provider to your home. These are vetted and reviewed providers, someone you might find off Angie's List or Yelp. We do all the work for you, though, so it's different than a Porch or a Pro.com where they're going to charge per hour, because even if your lawn only takes 20 minutes to mow, they're still going to charge you 2 hours worth of labor. Our patent pending process actually knows how much time it should take and how much you should be charged. Afterwards, you can rate and review your provider. You can even add multiple credit cards if you happen to be a realtor or property manager, so you can add multiple. Owners spent money on lawn care. On average, it's about $1,200. So $47 billion was spent just on mowing lawn. So the only thing we spend more money on is actually beer, which is about $100 billion. So we like to drink, which if you look in the background, actually, there's a lawnmower there. It's how our app works on the provider side. Like I said, we vet and review, so they have to have a business license. We background check. We're not really a middleman because you can literally set your own pricing or opt into Modo prices. So we're also making sure that you can get the most jobs done each and every day. Your team made for the week. So the actual person using our app isn't actually the person mowing. Because if you cut us out, you're actually cutting your boss out. So it also provides a feedback loop for us as well. So you can rate and review the provider. This is what people were saying before we had the app, and those that kind of found out about it. Great idea, Uber, come to my town. We have hundreds of these on. He was busy all weekend. It rained, and basically his backyard was a Brazilian rainforest. So these are the people we're solving it for. But they wanted to make sure that their mom was not out and about in 90 degrees mowing the lawn. So they found out about our startup to reach out to us. And Sangeeta, she wanted her lawn mowed every 6 days, which is very particular, but we got it done every 6 days, and she was very happy with their service, and her son and daughter didn't have to worry about her. These are the requests that are actually coming through in the U.S. Although you see the big red dot up there in Seattle, we have requests in over 25 states. We get thousands of them every month. So much that we actually had to partner with Thumbtack, the largest home services company in the U.S. They raised about $140 million. We'll see what comes of that partnership, but right now it's been super helpful for us to expand nationally. I don't even know what's going to show up here. Oh, yeah, these are the happy customers, the one I was telling you about. Yeah, so I got 99 problems, but a lawn isn't one. Matt up there, he basically drank coffee and kind of hung out and watched his own guy show up and mow his lawn, so it's kind of cool. Some people say we're just making people lazier, but we're not, I swear. We're solving a big problem here. And like I said, most of our customers are actually that demographic, 55 years and older, where they physically just can't get out there and mow their own lawns. So our team, I did pay attention to who was looking for jobs. We're a team of 6 total, 4 full-time right now. I do design work, and we have developers and stuff. If anybody's specific with iOS, we'd love to have you, chat with you. We're in the process of nailing down a big round right now, so we can definitely pay you at some point, which is always a bonus. And yes, Snodo will be a thing. A lot of people ask us about that as well. That's what we do during the winter. So we thought that through as well, and that's about it. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm more than happy to answer them. Thank you.
Questions?
Yeah, I guess questions. Yeah, let's do that. Same person comes every single time unless you don't want them to, which 95% of the time it's going to be that same person. We take 14%, which covers our cost for the transactional fee and also allows us with 5,000 recurring customers to make $1 million. So you don't need that many customers to make a lot of money. The biggest lawn care company in the U.S. did $900 million last year, and that's less than 1% of the market. And that's called TruGreen, and they actually won't even mow your lawn. So we're actually a partner. So we do the part they don't want to do, and we'll take that other $900 million that they don't want. Yeah. Question? Yep. Yes, so we see the providers as partners. There's 251 lawn care providers in Seattle. We only partner with about 10 of them. We only want the ones that have the same labor every year after year, have great ratings and reviews, and already have concentrations of customers in geographical areas that we want to service. We also make sure that we're just not sending somebody across town to do one job when we can send them to do 5 in an area that they already service. So yeah, just logistically, it just makes a lot more sense for our platform. Other platforms will charge an hourly rate or just send you to a job here and there, and it's a bidding thing, and you can make a business out of it. Like literally, I can make a website tomorrow and like do Modo, tech behind it, and then network of providers. It doesn't work. So through realtors, actually. So when you're out there trying to sell your home, Modo actually will take care of your lawn, and then when your home sells, we'll gift Modo to your new homeowner. Get your kids in school, put your furniture all in place. That's our distribution strategy right now. 98% of lawn care is viral. It's referral basis, so we also incentivize it. So if you get someone to sign up for their lawn to be mowed before your lawn needs to be mowed, then it's free for that next service. So 99% of our leads right now is all organic SEO. If you Google Uber for lawn care or on-demand lawn care, we show up first. So we're getting our thousands of leads basically through SEO. We spent $0 on marketing this far. Thank you.
Do I have to pay extra to get this dude to come mow my lawn?
Yeah, Batman will come during October. Yeah.
Hans?
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm Hans. I'm founder of a company called Culture Foundry based in Fremont. We're a digital design and development shop, websites, mobile applications. And we are very grateful, if not outright honored, to be partnering with NewTek Seattle and building out their new website. So right now, if you go to newtekseattle.com, you'll notice it takes you right to the meetup page. We've been in discussions about what should happen instead. And kind of before I get into that, I'd just like to introduce us because you might be wondering who the heck is Culture Foundry.
Hey, Hans?
So, yeah.
Put the mic right here.
Oh, right
on
here?
your chin. Yep.
Right here? Got it. So you might be wondering who the heck is Culture Foundry. So this is us, and we've done websites and mobile applications for clients such as Kentucky Derby, clients such as Bonnie Raitt and some other musicians, clients such as Esalen. If you saw the last episode of Mad Men, this is the place that was being referenced. And no more, it's not a spoiler, promise. That's all I'll say about that. And also a Seattle-based site in particular called Humanisphere that we love working with. Seattle is a center of technology, but also a center for global aid and development, thought, and activity and funding. And this is the world's leading website, frankly, that covers that industry. Most importantly, and right now most excitedly, we are working on NewTek Seattle's new website. And one of the things that really drew us into New Tech Seattle and really got the discussions going is that it's not your typical a couple times here. And, you know, I think what we love most about New Tech Seattle and what gets us energized and excited about it is that, you know, as a company headquartered in Seattle, we're interested in seeing this community grow, and New Tech Seattle takes a very deliberate give first philosophy. They apply that to all their thinking. So as such, you know, as Red and Green would be the first to tell you, this is not their event per se, it is your event to make best use of your time, to get contacts, to connect with jobs and the like. And similarly, it's going to be your website. So think about it in those terms. In keeping with the spirit of that, what we'd really like to do is get your feedback on what you would like in your website in terms of what community features could be most useful, would be most useful for you. And we've come up with an initial list of ideas. I'll give you a means to, if we've missed the boat on something that you would love to see in a New Tech Seattle website, I'll give you a means to email directly about that. But the options that we've come up with to consider are a jobs board, which would be very consistent with what we've been talking about today, an events calendar, so community events. Some of the announcements today were events oriented, so if there was a place you could go reference that to see what's going on this week, would be potentially useful. A resource directory. So, for example, you know, we offer SEO consulting, and you know, here's where you can go find that. Number 4 would be discussion boards to talk about the hot topic of the day. That usually seems to happen now on the meetup itself. And number 5, a hookup app was thrown out as a possibility. So it has a reputation. So. You know, in keeping, so we'd actually like everyone here to vote, and because tech is right in the name of New Tech Seattle, we would like everyone to vote online. So this is probably the one juncture where it's appropriate and encouraged to get your phones out and vote live by going to this particular URL, and if all has gone well with setup and this is working, you should see a means to vote. If you want to go more direct, you can text D or E, corresponding with these 5 choices. And before I don't want to bias the voting, but on the Hookup app, I'm happy to note we've already done some early prototyping to see what that might look like. And so we've got red here and green here, and I would call this inspired by Tinder. It's not copying per se, but we've done some early work on this. And what do you think? Who wants to swipe left on these? Raise your hand if you're going to swipe left. No one? No one? All right. Swipe left is, oh, actually, I don't use Tinder. So so you tell me, fine, sir. What does swipe left mean? All right. So swipe left, I believe, is pass, and swipe right is, oh, yeah. So who wants to swipe right? Anyone? All right, we got a few. So anyway, we ran this through the algorithm, and it's a match. So we've got some early indications that that this is working.
We always knew it was love.
It was love at first sight. And so this, it should work after a momentary pause. We'll show live results of the voting, in theory. Someone shake that laptop. Is the URL working for people? Yes. Okay, good. I'll go back to that. The text number is 22333, and it corresponds with A to E on the bottom, if you'd like to do that. So
we could go back to the results at the end, and people can continue to vote.
So we will go to results at the end and see what the results are, and we will prioritize our development decisions accordingly. And so thanks for voting. It's going to be your website. We're working for you on putting this together. So we really appreciate the feedback. And up next is Bruce from IntelliSphere. Thanks very much. You might want this.
I don't need it. Thank you. So I'm Bruce Worrell, and the company I'm running is called IntelliSphere. So some of you have seen us in our booth upstairs. IntelliSphere is an integrated digital marketing system Basically, the way to think about it is if you look at Microsoft Office as a global application suite, think of IntelliSphere as a marketing suite for basically small to mid-sized businesses. So how many people here use, let's say, Hootsuite? Very few. Few, okay. How many people use HubSpot? Anyone? Okay. So more expensive. So basically what you do is with IntelliSphere is it's an integrated marketing application all in one that you can do social media publishing, reputation monitoring, reputation building, and they're different. So one is getting reviews, one is listening to what people are saying. Everything gets pulled into a CRM. Everything gets pulled into analytics. We measure everything that you do, every post, every tweet. We basically serve almost every social media platform, with the exception of Pinterest at this point and Yelp. But we have about 10 of them that we serve. We also support your blog applications as well. You can do coupons, you can do poll questions. We have a mobile application all integrated in, so you can actually point of sale, you can get reviews, you can do coupons right at point of sale. Super inexpensive. It's basically as low as $9.95 a month, going up to $89 for the kind of advanced package, which is everybody should do. And if you're an agency, it's $2.99. So crazy inexpensive, but just super powerful. And during this show, if you're an attendee, you'll get 50% off after your 30-day free trial, so you might want to check it out. Doesn't cost you anything, just basically sign up. No credit card required for the 30 days, and then you'll pay half price of all those prices. So that's about it. If you have any questions, come see me at the booth. Thanks a lot. Oops, sorry. So let me introduce Redwood Polk, who runs a company called Pingle.
It's actually a Red Wolf Pope, but it's pretty close. So Pingle is basically going to try to make the lives easier of everyone in here, especially people with hired or the recruiters, Moto to make sure people know how to push a lawnmower, especially apps like the Hookup app for New Tech Seattle. You really want to know who people are, and that's what we're trying to bring back. Trust. So I came from a tribe that everybody knew everybody knew what everybody was good at, and I worked in recruiting for a year before heading off to law school. I'm a recovering lawyer now, and I was approached by Christian, who was working for Paul Allen at Vulcan, and said, you know what, let's create our own startup. She was at that time managing portfolio of entities, and we thought about the solution for this problem. You see, the last time that the verification process was updated was when the telephone was invented. And that seemed a little strange to us. I mean, right now you have LinkedIn, you have people emailing their resumes, but at some point in the process, someone has to get on the phone and call every one of those things listed on that sheet. And they have to do that for, let's say on average, there's an average of 20 resumes sent in for every job application. There's about 1 million job openings in the United States alone every year. So that's kind of a big issue. And it's a big problem as well. So $600 billion, that's the amount of loss that's calculated. And that comes from places such as lawsuits, insurance issues on accidents that are not covered because someone shouldn't have been operating that piece of equipment anyway. It can come from someone doing a bad job just in general, reducing productivity. I don't know if you heard about the woman who worked in the DNA lab who lied about her credentials. This was back east. You can Google it. And nobody verified that she actually had the certifications or skills. She was flipping coins to see who would go to prison. So it affects a lot of people, and it can become a big problem. And granted, most of the time, it's simply an issue of time savings. And so that's what this engine does. We're very proud of it, that the team at Pingle has created the world's first fully automated verification engine. And I'll slow it down because it's a mouthful. It is the world's first fully automated verification engine. And we're really proud of it. Just like Moto and others, we've of course patented this. And what it does is it has two aspects. One that scans the web, but there's only 85% of information out there. So the other engine, actually, it's where HR meets AI. And so it takes the place of when you have to pick up that phone, and it reaches out. But the other aspect that sets it apart is when it reaches out, it doesn't just stop there. It actually verifies the verifier. And I could go into all the details if anyone wants to hear: tracking pixels, geolocation data, domain, who is information. But in essence, we just know that we're not talking to someone's roommate. And that's the big deal. So this is the team building this. I myself, as mentioned, I graduated law school here at Seattle U. Christian, she was working for Paul Allen. When she stepped away to do that, I stepped away from a congressional fellowship because I was already drifting out of law. And Abed, he's former Microsoft senior software engineer. And Amber actually joins us from Maritime. And she drove the ship that capped the BP oil spill. So I don't know if many of you followed up on the findings of why that happened. It happened from lack of skills, lack of training. And so she wants to bring this into the industry to make sure things like that never happen again. So that's where we're launching. Maritime and oil, that is a huge and heavily regulated industry with no room for error. And together, that has about 15 million people working in it. Medical, 12 million. Construction, 7.5 million. We're already making inroads into those. But the point is, we don't want to stop there. We're looking to verify all resumes and all credentials, a world of skills. So we can partner with groups like Hired. Companies and members, actually this is more investor focused, so I'm sorry, I don't know if people are familiar with customer acquisition cost or lifetime value, but this is good. So I'll just leave it at that. We're proud of this slide. So, maritime and oil. Why are we starting there? Not only because of Amber, but because they have the longest resumes that we have found in any industry, 50 to 70 certifications. You can carry your resume in an envelope. They carry theirs in a binder, like a trapper keeper, 50 to 70 at a time, and they have to keep them all current. They have to renew them. Now, these companies have up to 15,000 employees or more sometimes, and they're tracking this on Excel. That means things slip through the cracks, and it means that they really need a solution such as this. So Post-it notes aren't cutting it.
Zero power, fast, reliable, autonomous. You want something that works just without people involved in the loop. You want a unique identifier on every single item, a URL or some other code to identify that item uniquely from all the other items that are in the planet. And you'd want the technology you use to be complementary to your other connections, complementary to Wi-Fi or NFC or Bluetooth. And you probably use a radio inside a cloud. And you'd create some terminology. Terminology might be, you got some items, you can put a tag on those items. You're going to tag those items with the unique identifier. And you're going to wirelessly connect to those items with some sort of a portal to the internet. And you'd have some software on top that takes all this torrent of data and reduces it to the essential information, the identity, location, and authenticity of that item. And you connect it to the internet. Again, internet either being a home network, an intranet, big internet, or anything in between. And you want some product goals for when you did this connection. Product goals, you need some sort of a ability to connect lots of items quickly. You'd want low cost, like I said before, some reasonable read range, like, maybe 10 meters, so that if you had some sort of radio, it can identify all the items in a facility. Maybe you'd have 2 or 3 radios in this building here, and you could identify all the items. You'd want no batteries. Doesn't make sense to have some sort of a battery-powered thing that you're putting on your shirt. Wouldn't be very comfortable, wouldn't survive the wash. You'd want unlimited life, unique identifier. You'd want the ability to inventory thousands of items. Integrated circuit that would go on some sort of a label that would go on an item. And have no battery, last forever, unique identifier, and a tag on the item. You'd have some sort of a portal that would talk to those items. In order for this tag to be zero power, it would have to absorb the energy from the radio waves that are coming to it. So you'd have to build some little power harvesting circuitry such that when the portal turns on, talks to the device, and the device sends information back. And there'd be some communication link. And you'd build mobile portals too, some sort of handhelds, and eventually you'd think about putting portals in smartphones. And you'd sell these tags everywhere. You'd put them on medical inventory items, on the syrup cartridges that go in Coke Freestyle machines, on apparel items, on the bag tags, the frequent flyer bag tags for Qantas Airlines, asset management, the marathon bibs or the lace bibs for race timing. And you'd watch the market grow. Hope to sell billions and billions and billions of these things, billions per year at some point. You'd promote a platform that delivers intelligence about every item in our everyday world. And you'd connect to all of those items. And you'd foster an industry alliance. You came up with that name, RAIN, so you create the RAIN Industry Alliance, whose mission is to enable businesses and consumers to identify, locate, and authenticate items in our everyday world, and whose vision is a future where everyday things are part of a connected world like raindrops to the sea. Impinj and RAIN are creating that vision, creating the physical web. And we already have the Internet of Powered Devices. We all know it. We all have it. We're creating, and they're connected by Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and NFC, and wired connections. But Impinj and RAIN are creating the Internet of everyday things, all the items I showed you before and more. And they are connected by RAIN. And Impinj is the market leader. We've already sold 10 billion of those little integrated circuits that go on the tags that go on the items. We've sold thousands and thousands of the portals. We've sold more than 1 million radios that go inside the portals. And we've delivered an entire platform that includes the tags, the portals, and the software to take that torrent of data, provide it to networks, and connect every item in our everyday world. And I see a sign, time's up. And I have brought just a little tag that I think, if I can find it in here, oh, there it is. Just to give folks an idea of the size. Here's a little tiny tag, would go on an item. This is typical size. There's smaller ones, there's larger ones. This one would have about a 10-meter read range. So 2 or 3 readers in the ceiling could inventory every item in this room. And it's zero power, unlimited life, lasts forever. And I won't leave my wallet here. So questions, yes? So the question is, can you tell me about the kind of data that you're taking from the items and when does it stop? So the data that we're taking from the items is really just a unique identifier for that item. So when you go run a marathon, you have a unique identifier that links to your name in the marathon database that allows you to go after the race and pull up the information about how you did on that particular race. But the only information really on the tag, in the vast majority of tags, is just a number. It's just a unique identifier. How that number gets used is basically depends on how the network links that number to other information. Can you hack into the tag and repurpose it? For a beacon, no, because it doesn't transmit. It only responds. So something interrogates it, and the portal interrogates and says, tell me your number, then comes back and says, here's my number. So it's just a unique identifier. Other questions? Yeah. Is the number hard-coded into the tag? Typically, the number is hard-coded into the tag at the time that you put the tag on the item, because you don't want to be changing the number subsequently. So the tags come unencoded. You put it on an item, for example, an apparel item, let's say a pair of socks that Zara is selling in a store, and you have the identifier for that pair of socks. Zara would use that information for more efficient inventory purposes. You buy the socks, you bring the socks home, and typically you throw away the packaging, and the tag gets thrown out at that time. There are applications for laundry where you leave the tag in, but that's typically for uniforms and other things for laundry purposes. Yeah, question in the back. There is no sensor involved. It is possible to build tags that can sense a little bit of things like some humidity, but in general, the tag is just a unique identifier for the item. Yeah, other question. It responds to a RAIN interrogator, and the key part of tags is that they are relatively promiscuous. So any interrogator can interrogate any particular item. Now, for items that have privacy concerns, there are privacy features built into the tag, so you can either reduce its range or the amount of information it exposes. But the number of applications that really need those privacy protections are fairly small.
For any additional questions, we are going to have all the speakers available to the right of the stage. So let's all again put your hands together for our speakers tonight.
So as we said, this is our last evening here. We have been at Cornish Playhouse for a year and a half. We started at Impact Hub in Pioneer Square. We're actually, ironically, I guess, moving back a block away. So we are excited to go to Pioneer Square, but we're also a little sad to leave this amazing theater. So we would ask you, can we give a round of applause for Cornish Playhouse for housing us for a year and a half? And their staff's been amazing, and the facility's amazing, so we really appreciate that. One thing we're excited about with Galvanize is they will be able to give us the third Thursday of every month. So if you pull out your phone right now, look at the third Thursday of the month, and put New Tech Seattle on it, it'll pop up. You can go, want to go, don't want to go. But it'll be there every single month. It'll be really consistent, same place, same date of the month.
You will also be able to drink during the event. So there is no... Yes, I have a problem. No, I will say third Thirsty Thursdays, just by a show of hands, because Seattle in Pioneer Square on July 16th. Raise your hand if you're planning on going. Let's hear for the people that are planning on going. Let's hear for the people who are not planning on going. We'll see you in a future event.
Wait. Hold.
Oh, I'm not kicking them out yet.
So if you want to go, we have free tickets. So the first 50 people who actually sign up after this event will get free tickets. So if you are planning on going, you can go and get a free ticket right now. If you're booking out for January right now for presenters, or you're interested in sponsoring, please just send me an email or questions or feedback. We're always trying to tweak this. We really care about what the community needs and wants and want to provide that. So positive or negative feedback, we'd love to hear it so that we can keep tweaking this and making this more valuable and awesome for everybody involved. So the poll, I don't know if, Hans, will this just work? It's not. If I, okay.
Is there anything on your laptop we should not know about?
No.
Okay.
But we can't get back. If we do this, we're going to get back to like the first slide. So we can tell people later what the poll things are. I have a feeling it's going to be hookup just because it was a joke and it sounded funny. Yeah, we figure dating apps and hookup apps are kind of covered at this point. Who's on Tinder? No
Raise your hand.
Go up. So after party, if you haven't met enough cool people and you'd like to meet more, you can walk a full, 2 blocks?
Yep.
Slightly 2 blocks down the street. Walk out of here, take a left, boom. You'll be at T.S. McHugh's. And ideally, you won't be doing this. You will actually be on your phone talking to people. Anything else?
I just can't wait to see you all again next month in our new location. So thank
Okay.
you so much for coming out. Do you want to finish with anything sentimental? Or
Thank you
lovey?
for coming out. We really appreciate it as we keep. So you're what make this awesome and happen. So thank you for doing that. Thank you for being here. Have a great night, and we'll see you next month.